I honestly thought I'd be rich as hell.
Yeah. I worked in Aldi.
Did you?
Yeah.
Since when?
Lauren worked in, let's say the words.
Human resources.
Human.
I can't say the who. It's a common thing.
Human.
I know I'm a good catch. Like,
You were so confident.
I'm a confident girlie.
Anyone on planet Earth would
hire
be
me.
Begging to hire you. Like, they'd see you on the street, they'd be like, model, come here. You're just taking the piss, you're doing whatever you want. Here, fuck me, it's a bit frigging serious, like, innit? Fuck me.
No one wants to fuck you.
Hey girlies, I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Lauren. And welcome to Sexy Sundays podcast.
We're just two sexy 20-somethings figuring it out as we go.
We met in Australia and here to share our chaotic journey with you because we have no idea what the heck we are doing.
So whether you're feeling sexy or SOS, join us on a Sunday and we promise to make you laugh. Okay, so you're very anxious about this episode, I can tell.
A little bit.
But we can't give too much away. Okay, so episode 3. How do we get here? Episode 3, she works really freaking hard for the money. We're talking all things jobs.
All things money.
All things money.
Dollar.
Moving to Australia and like, how the fuck do you make money when you come here? What do you do?
What can you do?
What can you do?
Anything.
What does everyone think you're supposed to be doing when you move to Australia? Like, job expectation versus reality, literally. Like, what did you think when you thought, I'm moving to Australia? You were like, what job am I going to get? What did you think you would be doing?
I honestly thought I'd be rich as hell.
Yeah.
Because I had friends that moved here and they just lie about everything.
They do.
Like, you can become a new person. You can just be who you want to be.
Yeah.
You can bump your CV up by times 10, do you know? And say you're a manager of like 10 people. It's fine.
They're never going to call.
Never.
Never.
Like, that's just not a thing.
Yeah.
But I was just so innocent. I didn't do any of that. But I genuinely thought I'd be earning dog's bollocks.
Because everyone says to you, right, before you move to Australia, everyone's like, oh my God, you get paid like 3 times the money.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you do, you get paid way more. Da, da, da. It's like, but you literally don't.
No, I agree.
It's the same.
But then again, I have a friend, living proof of this in Melbourne, who earns so much money.
Well, now I do earn more money.
Oh, okay.
Now I've got 90k, you got 900. Bitch. No, but like, it's like hospitality, for example. They tell you how much you get paid. So you get paid like $30 an hour. So in your mind, you're like, fuck me.
£15 an hour, all right.
Yeah, but you think 30 quid, don't you?
Yeah,
You do
okay.
really, don't you?
Yeah.
So you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be a rich bitch. But then you go to Woolies and you buy broccoli.
Peppers. Capricorn. What they're called?
Don't start with me with that.
What is it?
What are you trying to say? Capsicum?
Yes.
Right. Anyway, and you go to the shop and it's 100 fucking quid for literally anything. Like, you have to eat dust off the street if you want to fucking put a bit of weight on here. Anyway, so you think you're going to earn loads of money when you're just doing like normal jobs. So you think you do hospitality or you're working like an office job and you're going to get paid loads, but you don't. Like,
You just don't.
You don't.
And
that's
because
the
so many
reality.
people are in your shoes, you're just willing to take whatever you can.
You just take
What you can.
anything. I remember like coming here, handing my CV, fucking here, there, everywhere, doing a song and dance.
I tried this and I'm not going to lie, I'm not a fan of rejection. It's not a bit of me.
I remember you.
I can't do it.
I remember you, right? So Lauren worked in, let's say the words.
What are the words?
The HR, what's the full word?
Human resources.
Human.
I can't say the who. It's a common thing.
Human.
I can't.
Say human.
People and culture.
She worked in people and culture in the UK. And I remember that because she told me a million times.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, yeah, I was like really high off my job. I'm this, I'm that, da, da, da. And then I remember you like doing the interviews because she was getting interviews for all these different places. And you were like, they're obsessed with me.
Yeah. Oh, right. Then it's just a bit of a going down.
And then you wouldn't get it.
I think it was my working holiday visa, though, I swear.
That's what it is, though. So, like, you moved to Australia. I was project manager in England. You worked in human resources.
All right.
And I worked in a cafe. And what did you do?
Was it, became a recruiter?
She became a recruiter.
No, so before this, right? So before this, we'll go back a step.
Go back a step.
So obviously I was willing to take whatever I can. So I got a trial shift at Acai. I always want to say Acai, in an Acai place, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? Little part-time job, why not? So anyways, trial shift, I thought it'd be like 10 minutes, show me the ropes. Do you know what I mean? Got the job, yes or no? So I went in, did all my bits and bobs to show me what to do, and then a gym class booked at like 6. But it was getting like 5:20, and I was like, we're going to have to wrap this up soon. Like, I've been here 20 minutes, I'm not getting paid for this. Like,
let's wrap this up, girls. Time is money.
Time is money. And I've got places to be, things to do. So time was ticking on, and I remember Emily was waiting for me across the road. And I said to the woman, like, so is there anything else that I need to do? Is there anything else I need to learn? Because it's easy, like, it's just society.
You put in a sign in the bowl, what do you need to do?
And it's weird. And it's weird at the end, you take the payment. Bosh, do you know what I mean?
Bosh,
no
boom,
one.
bitch.
Boom, bitch. So she went, no, there's nothing you need to do. I went, all right, so can I go then? She went, yeah. I thought, so I walked out for trial shift. Because I thought, well, I know I'm a good catch. Like,
you were so confident.
I'm a confident girl.
Anyone on planet Earth would
hire
be
me.
Begging to hire you. Like, they'd see
Begging.
you on the street, they'd be like, model, come here. I've got a shoot. You taking it? Whereas I think I had 4 jobs at one time. I've been fired twice.
Fired is a strong word.
This is the thing about Australia. Like, one thing I'll say about Australia, I think you can relate to this as well, is like, they're so brutal.
Yeah,
the jobs.
Yeah.
And like, they
Hire and fire.
Hire and fire. And
It
also, they take their jobs very seriously, which is such a funny thing because
I always thought people were chill here.
I thought people were chill. And I think people here think that they're chill. But then when you move from like England, say if you like working like a corporate job, it's very like, you do your own thing. There's no like micromanagement, or you work in like hospitality. Everyone knows you take the piss.
Yeah.
So you just work in a hospital because you're at uni and like you're just taking the piss. You're doing whatever you want. Here, fuck me, it's a bit frigging serious, like, innit? Fuck me, honestly, right?
No one wants to fuck you.
No one's fucking because my nose is here. It's in my nose. You bitch. Anyway, my first job, I remember because I'd like applied for it whilst I was still in Bali and I was like stressing getting my RSA. Basically, like, if you want to work in a bar in Australia, they're really weird with selling alcohol and stuff. So you have to get what's called like an RSA, which I think is like responsible service of alcohol. Responsible sales of alcohol.
That sounds good, you know?
That makes sense.
I like it.
Responsible, silly, adult.
Alcohol. Oh!
And you have to get that before you can get like any jobs. Like, no one will hire you unless you've got that, basically.
Yeah, see, I didn't even go down that route.
No, I know, because you wanted to work in an office, but you could work in an office because you had 90 fucking grand, babe. I had 900p. I had £9 to my name. I'd work at the Asai and I'd do a free shift.
I just want to clarify, I do not have 90 grand anymore.
Basically, for context, if you haven't listened to any other episodes, Laura moved here with a lot more money than I did. I moved here with zilch, 0. And as soon as I got paid, I was zilch again because I spent it all on fucking...
You are a zilchy girl, though.
I'm a zilchy girl.
Yeah.
I love money. I love spending it.
I get that.
That's all I do.
It's just a bit of you.
It's for me. Anyway, so my first job was working in this restaurant called, I won't say the name. I'll say the name and we can bleep it out. It was called Mordeo and it was like city centre. I remember getting there and the guy loved me. So I walked in and I was just like really bubbly, like, hi, da, da, da. And I used to think of myself when I was doing like hospitality stuff, because I always did hospitality on the side of my full-time job in England.
Yeah, fair.
Like in weekends in Manchester, I'd work like weekends in this little shack hut thing in Manchester, and I just used to love it because I just used to flirt with boys.
You are a bit like that. I remember when I watched you
in Barbetta.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi gorgeous. Oh, do you want an extra sugar in that, do you, sweetie? Oh hell, there she goes.
I flirt with literally everyone, and like in my head, it's an alter ego. So like if I'm working in a hospital, I'm a comedian, I'm a porn star.
Porn?
Yeah, babe. I'm literally like bending over, I'm rubbing the tables and I'm going, you're looking at me and I'm looking at you and let's make something happen.
I didn't think we'd go down that way.
No, sorry. But like I literally just have an alter ego when I'm working in hospital. Anyway, turn up to this like trial shift thing, walked in, did my trial shift. The guy loved me, hired me on the spot, got the job. Anyway, I'm working there. This job, right, it's a fucking hospitality job where I'm literally working. It's like a corporate... So it's like one of those buildings where it's like offices and then like the restaurant's underneath.
Oh, okay,
but it's not like serious. Like I'm scared of opening Prosecco. I can't even open Prosecco. So like I'm not really doing much. I'm just kind of going around taking orders and doing my thing.
Yeah.
But it was just, basically it was just so strict. So I'd work there Monday to Friday. And then on weekends I'd work in this like little like plate smashing restaurant.
All right.
where everyone that came in had a BBL, basically.
Oh.
It was so weird.
Okay.
It was so weird, but it made me so insecure because everyone was so good looking. And at the time, my acne was getting really bad because obviously I'd just moved here and acne gets bad in Australia.
Because, oh yeah, so bad. But where was that place that you worked that you were doing the coffee thing, but someone always just kept coming in that you fancy? Was that Barbetta?
Oh, that was Barbetta, yeah.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. That was way down the line.
Right.
No, so this was Mordeo. This was like in the city centre and it was just so strict. Like if we were ever like talking to each other, the boss would come over and he'd be like, stop talking to each other. Do you think I'm paying you to be talking to each other? Absolutely not. And it was just like really strict. Like you couldn't fucking, if you went to the toilet for longer than a minute, they would pull you up. And I was just like, what is this? Like when I used to work in restaurants and stuff in Manchester.
Chill vibes.
Fucking hell. You could snog. If I went to snog someone, I could snog someone. Here, they're like, freaking hell, time is literally money. And like you don't get tips, nothing. It's just hospo's not the one. But that was like my first experience was working in that restaurant, really, really strict. And then like on the weekends or like after that shift, I'd then go to this Greek restaurant with the plate smashing. And I'd basically, not me burping on the pod. Sorry, I'm 6 drinks in, girls. Fucking hell, it's gasolina over here. I feel like Sean Paul. Anyway, I'd go to this restaurant after and it'd be like the plate smashing thing with like all the bongos or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It was just mad. Everyone had a BBL. Jason Derulo came in for a meal once. Fucking mental. And Mordeo was the first job I've ever had. I think we're bleeping the name of the restaurant, are we?
I think so.
Who cares, actually?
Yeah.
Anyway, he fired me. That was the first job I've ever been fired from in my life. Yeah.
But that's not a you thing. That's a them
not like
thing.
a normal, that's not normal. Like, that's never happened to me. The way he fired me was so weird. Like, basically, he had like a friend come in that came for dinner, but he like came for dinner with his friends. But like in Australia, you can work on a working holiday visa or just like anything. You can work as a casual, which is basically a 0-hour contract.
Yeah.
So I was on like a 0-hour contract. So I didn't know how many hours I was getting each week. This guy comes in and every time that I worked a shift, there'd be someone that would say,
Whoa.
They'd be like, you're really funny, or like, you'd be really good at like recruitment or just like anything, and they'd give me their business card.
Right.
So this guy said to me, so I just thought it was normal. This guy said to me, oh, I have this hotel. Would you be interested in working at my hotel? I think you'd be really good. Like, you're really good with people. Da, da, da. And I was like, oh my God, 100%. He was like, write down your number or your email, give it to me on like a card.
Yeah.
So I pull out a receipt. I put in my email and I put my number and I put my name.
Yeah.
Hand it to him and I'm like, I'm always looking for more jobs. Next thing you know, owner of this place that I'm working goes over to the guy. The guy whispers in his ear. He looks at me and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, what's going on here?
What is going on?
What's going on? He comes over to me and I go, What's he just said to you then? I'm just intrigued because they were on my table. Like, is everything okay? And he was like, everything's fine. He was just saying how nice the food is. And I was like, okay.
No, dodge.
Next day, I get sat down by the manager, who wasn't that guy, but just the manager, sits down. She says, next week, you're not going to have any shifts. And I don't know when you're going to have shifts again. So I'd probably suggest looking for another job.
But why was that then?
What?
Why was that?
What bar?
Yeah, but why?
Why? Because that was his friend. He'd asked the guy to come in and ask me if I wanted a job to test and see if I was loyal.
Joking.
To see if I was loyal. And then fired me.
That is insane.
I was really good at that job as well. I was so
I didn't
good
know
at that
that
job.
was a thing.
But I constantly got asked if I wanted jobs for the office buildings, like upstairs and stuff, because it was like sales or like executive assistants and stuff. And they'd ask me what I did in England. And I'd be like project manager, and they'd be like, okay, boom, bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
And they want to take you?
And they'd want to take me. So then he did that little test thing, and yeah, just fired me the next day, and I didn't have a job. All I had was that fucking Greek restaurant, and then I started working at Ultra Football.
That's awful. To be honest,
the corner.
Your job at least sounds somewhat better than mine.
Lauren's jobs.
Oh. So back home, I did like internal recruitment. Completely different ball game to external recruitment. I can't even describe. So I was doing like construction. So like, no hit, but basically like low level recruitment. Do you know what I mean? Before it was like highly
blue
intelligent.
collar.
Yeah, blue collar. Do you know? In and you're out.
No, but there's blue collar, Lauren.
And there's what I was doing.
And there's what you were doing.
I agree, and I get that.
Was that your first job as well?
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to us.
Awful.
Tell me about this.
So I got this job based in Parramatta.
We haven't, actually, can I just say?
What?
We haven't spoken about this, for literally like
The
we
longest
wanted
time.
to talk about it for ages, but we knew
I
that
wanna
we were
forget.
doing this.
And I also want to forget about it as well. Because I was honestly getting pranked by Prank Patrol. There's something happening in the water.
By Prank Patrol.
Every time I would come home.
We're going to come around the fucking corner with the cameras.
Every time I got home, I was like, this camera crew going to come in within 3, 2, 1. I swear down. So got this job in Parramatta. So it was like an hour away from the city. But I was like, do you know what? I'll take it. What's going to happen will be. So I go down and oh my God, I have never been worked to the bone of what I was working there. I didn't have time to piss in a pot. Oh my God, I was thrown into Lion's Den. I was on the phones constantly, blah, blah, blah. But people just weren't turning up to work.
No, right. Slow down. Let's go. So this job, what is this job that you got? So your first job in Australia, what was it?
Blue collar recruitment.
Okay.
And one of my first customers was, it was an egg farm. So what I needed to recruit was someone to just move eggs from one side of the factory to the other. Bit of delicacy involved in the role, nothing too strenuous, but they wanted males. And I hate, do you know what I mean? We're not going to order on the general, whatever. But they knew what they wanted.
They knew what they wanted, what the man.
And I just couldn't find that person.
Couldn't.
They were nowhere to be. And I get it, because who wants to move eggs? No one signed up for that. And there was one guy, I got so close to the job. And he said, he looked up on Google and looked at the reviews and said, turned it down. And I was like, Paul, you know you want to. Have a little go. It's only a week. We can do this.
We can do this.
And he said no.
Call me.
No. And it was a no. So I couldn't get this job sat. So anyways, I sat them down. I was like, look, I don't think this job's for me. It's not working. They went, Lauren, okay, we're going to give you a pay rise. We're going to move you to the city. You're going to do something new.
Boom, bitch.
Boom, bitch. Off I go. Off I go. I'm off to the city.
No, but we have to go back to that because...
Oh, do we though?
No, Lauren, because I remember, because this is when we used to live in this apartment together. Basically, there was 4 of us girls in this fucking 2-bed apartment. We didn't even have a bed. The only people that had a bed in that apartment, the bed was broke, so it like fell down. It was just, it was chaos. Anyway, Lauren was the only person with like a normal job. So like she would work 9 till 5. We all just did random shit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, who just fucking knows what Emily did? Jesus Christ. Emily had about 6 jobs at one point. She'd work 2 hours here, 2 hours there, 2 hours here, 2 hours there.
Oh, Emily, I can't.
She was just confused.
We need her on because it is. I get it.
It was too much.
She was, honestly, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And then Lauren would come home. It'd be like 6 p.m.
I felt like the mother of the house.
She was like the mother of the house because I'd get up at like 5 a.m. and I'd go, because this was when I worked in the cafe.
You were a very busy girl, but I don't know if you were
busy.
doing too much.
Lauren,
What?
I was doing enough, trust me. I just remember you coming home every single day and you'd be like, guys, I think I'm being pranked. And you'd say to us, you'd be like, girls, please, could someone just take this job?
Yeah, I couldn't understand it. I knew no one else could do the job. Like, I couldn't.
You were like, girls, well, what if you just do the job for 1 week, please, please?
Because it was so much. And I generally thought I had the nicest boss in the world. Like, I thought me and her.
You weren't that boss. She had this boss, right?
Thought she was hilarious.
She had this boss and she'd come over, she'd be like, oh my God, my
You won't
boss
believe
is
it.
so funny.
Funny.
We're best friends. Like, she's so great.
We're going to go on a day trip on Saturday. What do you mean?
Go on a day trip. Like, we absolutely love each other. We're best mates. And vibe. Weren't we wrong about that?
We couldn't be more wrong if we tried.
Couldn't be more wrong if we tried.
Do I cut to the long story short? Or?
I think we say, okay, so you get a promotion.
So I get the promotion, I move to the city, and then I do this whole new role, right? Still as busy as ever. I just can't understand.
Which is so funny, right? Because recruitment in England, it's like,
I feel
you
like
work for yourself.
Yeah, but when you're doing high-level recruitment, yeah, I get it.
But
low-level recruitment where it's like 3 days work and you need to be like, right, John, or whatever, it's just not working.
Barry. Can you remember his name, the guy for the egg?
No, I can't.
Oh, bless him. I hope
Do you know
he's
what? He
alright.
was lovely as well.
Oh,
and I
bless
really
him.
wanted to do the job, but I knew I didn't deep down. So you made the right decision.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't right for him.
It wasn't, but
wasn't.
I needed to.
You needed him to have it.
So they thought I was really good, which I get because honestly I can talk the talk.
Boom,
But
bitch.
yeah, as time was going on, this job just wasn't for me. So I started to take the more laid back approach, you know?
I remember you doing this and you were just cheeky.
Cheeky Bob.
And I think this was the start of you just being a fucking like...
Oh, where we going? I
I don't know what the word is, but just you
Come
shy
on.
birds get out.
Shy birds get now.
And that's you.
Live by it, 100%.
That's you now, but I think this is where that was born.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, cut long story short, I knew I was about to leave. And we went on this night out at work. And I remember thinking, I'm going to have to go. Well, all the work is going, they've invited me. Didn't want to go, but I'll have to show my face. So I show my face and we go for a few worky drinks. And in the middle of conversation to this girl that I thought was my friend, I've actually been to a Muay Thai class with her, funny enough. She was like, Lauren, I hate to tell you.
Her name. Say her name.
Oh, Katie. Okay. And she sat me down and she said, Lauren, I hate to tell you, but like, because we talked about work, I said how shit it is, basically.
Yeah.
She said, I hate to tell you, but when Monday comes around, they're going to sit down and sack you. And I was like, what? So by this point, my blood is boiling. Like, I know we're wrapping up the episodes. I'm going to be on the Antidex special. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're like the prank patroller here.
It's going to go
keg
boom.
me, they're pulling my trousers down, and they're going to film it. It's going on TikTok.
So I went into that work that Monday morning. I was on one. As soon as I dropped my bag at my desk, I stood up and I got that manager and I was like, can you come with me for a little chat? And I literally got the...
Give it Love Island.
Oh my God, I was here for the drama. And I wanted to know that I'd find out this information before it even circulated and got back to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they were like, how do you know this? How do you know we were going to do this? And I absolutely loved every moment of it. It was fantastic.
But she ended up being a bit crazy, didn't she?
Oh, my boss was in on it all, but I thought she loved me.
So she was like in the background. She was like
so
plotting to get you fired or something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, she was. Like little things like in team meetings and stuff. She'd like wink behind my back to like, I don't know, get to me. It was all a bit weird, whatever she was trying to do. It just wasn't nice. But I knew I wasn't going to be there as well, like long term. So that was the first crazy job I had, and I just don't think recruitment's the way forward for me. I want to be honest.
No, I mean, egg recruitment, no.
No, any form of external, internal, lovely. We want to keep everyone nice.
I think internal's so easy though. I've had that, like, when I worked in external recruitment in England, that was like when I was, I think I was like 19, I worked in recruitment. And it was just stress because it was external. So it's just like you're kind of working for yourself, you're making your own money, but also there's so much pressure. And like the last person to leave is like the best person. And I feel like that's very much like Australian working culture from my experience.
Yeah.
If you're in a cafe hospitality, it's very strict. Like it's work, and it's serious. It's like not laughy, laugh.
Not laughing
Every
gigs.
place that I've worked, and I've worked in like probably 6 different hospitality places. And then corporate, I don't know, it's just a bit strange.
It's so different. Like, that's the one thing I think I miss the most about the UK. Like, a normal working culture balance. I feel like Australia's so outdated. Not many people work from home over here. Very micromanaged. And in the UK, I think it's just not like that.
I think because we just went from, like, that very micromanaged work in the office, and then we just relaxed after COVID, didn't we? But, like, how long did it take you to get your first job in Australia?
A few weeks for sure. Maybe, like, a month.
But were you trying for a while,
6
or
weeks.
were you kind of like chill?
So I was chill to begin with because I just thought I wouldn't have a problem. But I also thought I wouldn't have a problem. I thought, and I'm good, like I'd be sound.
And then you weren't.
And I just wasn't. And I was like, oh hell, maybe I need to actually like.
But do you think you were picky though, or do you think?
Oh my God, I was so picky.
Yeah, that's maybe why.
Yeah. So.
Whereas I took anything.
Yeah, whereas I was so picky. I was like, I'm not sure about that.
Because I was just so desperate. Like, I literally moved here. I had no money. Like, literally didn't know have a fucking clue. Did an RSA. By the way, that's like a tip for anyone that's moving to Australia.
How much is it? And you do it online, don't you?
You can do it online, but I did it online and it just didn't work. So basically, I did an RSA, which is like to be able to work in a cafe, bar, whatever. You just need it. Anyway, started doing it in Bali, like stressing out my head. And,
what?
It's so long.
Is it?
It takes probably about 4 hours just to do the questionnaire, literally. And then you have to do like, you have to film yourself. Like,
do the answers.
Yeah. So they'll be like, someone's just walked into a bar, they're really drunk, what do you do? And then you have to go, hi, sir. And then you have to like act.
Oh,
and I'm like, babe,
it's
this
not
isn't Les
school.
Mis.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Get that. We're
like,
not here for that.
It's an RSA interview fucking thing. So anyway, I tried to do it twice online. I thought, fuck this, can't do it. So then I ended up doing it in person, which is like my top tip for Australia, which we'll come back to at the end, just like wrap it up. But top tip fucking Australia, if you're doing an RSA, just go to the RSA centres, do it in real life, because
and how much is
doing
it?
it online, it's like $100.
Oh, and it's the same for online and in person?
Online and in person is the same, but like the only difference is they just pass you if you're like in person.
Oh.
But you're there for like 6 hours. Like you just sat in a room for 6 hours, like learning.
See, that to me is crazy.
But also, if you do it in person, you have to act, like the acting bit, rather than it being the acting bit from like the online thing where like they give you the scenario.
Yeah.
It's one person or 2 people get up in front of the whole class to do the acting. Who do you think did it?
You.
Me.
Yeah, but you would have loved that though.
I loved it.
Yeah, you would.
They were like, so one of the guys, so we did like a swapsies. It's like me and this guy had to do like different scenarios. Like I had to be like the person behind the bar. They had to be the drunk person.
Right.
And then we swapped. So then I was being the drunk person.
You
and
would have
they were
been a great
And I was like, I
person.
literally walked in and I was like, fuck, give me that drink then. What, a vodka Coke? Or what? And he was like, you all right, you? And I went, I know, I should get a fucking job in EastEnders, should I? And he was like, you're brilliant at this. I thought, I know. Who's got the camera? Where are the cameras? Prank Patrol.
Prank Patrol.
But yeah,
That's
I'd say that
great.
was that's probably my like top tip for people moving to Australia if they're working in a hospital. Like that's the quickest way to get a job, I would say. Like if you're looking for something to get money straight away or you're looking to get a job immediately, hospitality is the way to go.
Agreed.
But you just got to get an RSA. But also you don't need the RSA to get the job because you can just say you've got one.
Oh.
Because they only like check the RSA when they do the contracts and stuff.
Oh,
so you can
fair.
still apply and just say you've got
And then
one.
get one sorted.
Get one in
when
the
you've got
meantime when you've got the job. Yeah.
Sick idea.
And all you do is you just book the RSA,
like
go
that.
to the RSA, you get it approved that same day, and then that's it, boom, bitch.
That's sick. I like that a lot.
That's it.
Fair.
So what was your job after you did, or what would you say is like, I feel like that's probably the craziest job that you had, or is there anything crazier?
What, in Australia?
I don't know, because I feel like you've had a million jobs.
So then my second job, so obviously I'm sticking down the recruitment route. Don't know why. Clearly it was the path that was designed for me. So then I went to do another one, but it was more healthcare. So it was more specialised. I thought, fit me. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to remember which one this was.
You do. So honestly, it's a very short story, if I'm totally honest.
Because it was like 3 minutes.
Yeah. So I sat down, and once again, I knew I'm a good catch. Common theme, funny enough. Knew I was going to be a really good employer. But I really wanted some time off because I wanted to go back home.
Oh, yeah. I
thought
remember
you would
this.
know.
Yeah.
Wanted some time off to go back home. So I sat my manager down. I was like, look, I was just wondering, like...
Oh my God, Lauren, I remember this.
Yeah,
because I remember you telling me it and I was like, fucking hell, she's
Balls.
taking the piss. I was like, I won't dare. I literally turned up to my shift with COVID. And I was like running around like a fucking zombie. And they were working me to the bone.
Shy bird's getting out, you know.
Shy bird's getting out, that's a fucking tip.
So anyways, yeah, I really wanted to go home for summer, and I sat them down with my manager, and I was like, "Look, is there any chance I can go home for a little bit? I'll be flexible. I'll take some weeks or whatever. I can work remotely, whatever you can do." And she basically went, "I'll look into it with you." I thought, fair.
Yeah.
And then she got back to me, and she went, "Look, we've had a little think, and unfortunately, we can't grant any leave." I went, "Oh well, I'm leaving then."
And you just quit.
I just left. I just left and went home.
I remember because I was in Melbourne.
Also, I was just a bit like, come on, get with the times. I'd only been there a few weeks, and deep down I knew recruitment just doesn't sit within my blood.
What are you even doing now?
Well, she's a business girly now.
She's a business girl. Lauren's gone from just... To be fair, we're both we have no idea what we're doing. And that's kind of the whole point. We don't know what our career is going to be. We have no idea. We both moved here. I was working in cafes and shit. And then I ended up getting a project management job. You found Instant Swim, which is a brand that Lauren works with.
Content creator.
She's not just a fucking content creator. You're a fucking CFO, baby girl.
Oh, I'm everything. But
you're everything.
Isn't it mad though? Because I've never done content before moving to Australia.
Before Australia.
But I was always being like, oh, I want to work for myself. I want to work remotely, see what I can do. And then it's all just happened really naturally.
Yeah. But I feel like that's Australia though. It's you move here and the world's literally your oyster because no one knows who you are. You stop giving a shit about social media and TikTok and stuff. Imagine making the TikToks and shit that we make now
At
back home.
It would be my food eat out would be Greg's.
Well, not
Heart
even
Greg's.
that, but people that you know would be like, who the fuck is this bitch?
I know, I agree.
Whereas now people love it and they want to see what
100%.
you're doing and you can just build this whole new thing.
No one cares.
Yeah.
And if they do care, just unfollow me. I couldn't
Unfollow me,
care.
boo.
Yeah, follow
Boo.
me.
Unfollow me, boo.
Bye.
Follow me, boo. But you literally went from I think we both went from not using social media
At all.
to both
Not
just
from a
being-
business point of view.
not a business point
shits
of
and
view.
gigs, yeah.
And now you do full-time content creation for yourself and for a business.
Yeah.
I do it for my own business.
I know, isn't that mental?
But how did we even get here? So for context, I now work in a project management role. I'm getting sponsored from
That
my
is
company that I moved to
sick.
Melbourne for. Job. Love them so much. I had the best job ever.
Yeah, fair.
Such an incredible company. And when I moved to Melbourne, basically I found it so hard to one thing that I don't think we mentioned in the rent and living episode was how hard it is to meet people when you live on your own and like you're working full time. Because like when I moved to Melbourne, I was working full time.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't in hostels or anything. I wasn't in that like scenario that you're in when you first move here where you're like, oh my God, fun. Like I haven't got a job. Like I'm just going to meet people.
Yeah.
I had no way to meet people. So then I ended up starting my own business, which I called Sexy on Sundays.
Sexy on Sundays.
We'll get into that, like, I'm sure, on a completely different episode. We can do, like, a whole episode on Sexy on Sundays and, like, what it is and all that kind of stuff. But basically, I built this business, Sexy on Sundays.
Such a sick idea, though. It was so needed in Melbourne as well.
So needed. And I think even Sydney
everywhere,
was even
to be
more.
honest.
Because, like, finding people and making friends in Sydney and Melbourne, like, it's just so fucking hard as a woman.
Agreed.
Especially when you work full time. And, yeah, so I just started this business and now I'm just, like, deep diving into this whole situation where
don't have a clue what we're doing.
do
Absolutely.
you know that video? So Lauren made this video the other day, and it was just a funny video of her just being a bit chaotic, and it was like trying to
juggle,
have a full-time job, be a full-time content creator, plus like working for a company,
social life, boyfriend,
gym. Couldn't relate to anything more. How have I moved to Australia thinking I'm gonna be a fucking beach bum, laying on the beach, working in a cafe, getting paid fucking trillions.
I thought I'd be tanning my ass every day.
Tanning your ass, being brown as fuck. And then I've ended up with a full-time job, working 9 till 5 every single day, commuting into work, finishing work, doing my own business.
I know.
Content until 11 p.m, coming to Sydney to do events. Like,
it's too much.
Oh my God, it's too much.
That's why we don't speak.
I ain't got time to piss in a pot. Like what you said earlier, can't fucking do it.
I know, you're great.
Sometimes my friends just message me and they just know I'm not going to reply.
I know. And I always think this, like, my friends at home know I love them. And if they didn't, they would generally think I hate them because my replies have been so 24 hours.
People have just given up on me. They've just given up on me.
But just know I love you, you know?
No, I love you. I'm just a busy girl.
Busy.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Agreed. And because you work from your phone, the last thing you want to do is then ring on your phone.
I know.
And the first time that you're going to do with your friends back home isn't a 10-minute chit chat.
But isn't that just mad? Like, you literally think... The other thing is, well, like, when I was in Bali and I was moving over to Australia, I was thinking, like, what job do I want to get? Like, when you were moving here, did you think mining?
Oh, I thought mining.
I thought of FIFO mining. That's what I was thinking.
So did I. And I actually would still like to do it now because the money that you can make is insane.
But we're in such a shit position now because it's like we either get sponsored or we marry an Australian or
I can't marry an Aussie.
Well, you can't actually. We're a fucking Irish fella.
My Irish boy, babe.
Unless he gets sponsored, then you can stay.
But he works for himself. It's a bit hard.
Yeah. So I think, like, if I was going to say to anyone a tip for, like, jobs in Australia, mining's obviously the way to go because the money is there.
Dollar. Yeah.
Or FIFO because that's fun.
Yeah,
that's delish-losh, isn't it? Like, you just fly in, fly out, go to Bali on your weeks off.
Bali on your weeks off. That's agreed.
We never did that, and that's like the experience that we never got. And I wish we got that.
I know. I would have loved to have done that. I wish we could have messed
Lauren,
around
I was
a bit.
desperate for that, but it's who you know.
I know.
It's who you know.
You need connections over here.
You need connections. Like, if you can figure out like how to find those fucking people, because I don't know how you fucking find them. The girl that we got the apartment from in Surrey Hills, she was doing all the FIFO bits.
She was a FIFO bitch.
She was a FIFO bitch, and she was cray.
And I loved it for her.
Anyway, the next section, I thought we could do confessions again. So we've got 2 confessions. I don't know, we might actually have a third. I'll have to check the Instagram replies because I feel like a few people replied to this one.
Ooh. Go on. I'm not going to read them. I'll let you read these out, okay?
Okay. Oh my God. Sorry. So this one says...
Anonymous, yeah?
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
What time is it now? No, you fucking did it. You said a Are you sure you're okay to drive?
You need to do your comedy stand-up thing once. It's great. You are a little comedian, you.
Do you know what? That's going to be my next job in Australia. Is
Comedian. Please just do a little one.
I'm going to be a little comedian.
Wow.
Do you think I'm funny?
No.
You don't think I'm funny then?
No.
So you think I've got a big nose?
No, wrong.
I've got big feet.
No.
And I'm not a comedian.
I like the big feet and I like the big nose, but you also have big... I've just said you got a big nose. I didn't mean that. You said that, not me. You are really funny.
All right then.
You know I think you're funny.
Does my personality make me not ugly?
Your personality shines.
Right.
You're a shining star.
All right then.
Big up. Come on, you read.
Have you read it?
No, but I'm dying
Don't read it, Lauren.
Right, go on then, you.
I'm going to piss my pants. All right. Please keep meeting on. I'm trusting you. Okay, perfect. Me and my friends started replying to those weird men that message you on Instagram all the time. You know the ones. Anyway, we ended up actually catching a real one. He sent money straight to us. So we decided to get some pictures, in brackets, modest and in underwear. My friend took some of me from behind and was hyping me up. We were trying to make it look like I was taking them from behind, if you get me.
Oh.
So that's like, I'm assuming like bent over, hands taking the photo.
Oh, right.
Like behind like that.
Yeah. I'm
think.
assuming that too.
So my friend, making it look like I'm taking my behind, if you get me. Okay. I was so excited to see the pics. I literally felt like a porn star.
Oh.
She then shows me the pictures and my hand is fully in shot. In each one, it looks like a prawn.
That's good.
We couldn't even crop it. It was so far from the camera. Safe to say, we won't be cam girls anytime soon.
No, so this is someone in Australia that wrote this.
Someone that's moved to Australia has written this. Like, but it's just so funny because there are so many men that message you and they're like, I'll send you, hey baby girl, what would you do if I sent you 10 grand?
Oh, I would
and
do
you're like,
plenty, baby girl.
I reply to every single one and I'm literally like,
what do you want from me?
I'm like, what do you want, baby?
I'll sell my soul.
I'll sell my soul. Send me
A feet
100
pictures
quid.
though, like, I'm like, honestly, you don't want to see my feet. That's not going to do anything for you.
This is the thing. It's like, this is so TMI. I don't know whether we'll bleep this out, but like, I always used to say to my friends, like, do you know those people that like sell knickers?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they get so much money for selling
Alright,
knickers.
no, I would sell my knickers.
But the thing that I think about selling knickers, and this is how insecure I am, right?
No, but you would make me smell. You're not insecure.
No,
I smell your knickers.
no. Lauren, what I'm saying is, if I was to sell my knickers, I always think like, I wouldn't want them to smell. Because I'm kind of like, imagine me sending my knickers off and them smelling them and being a bit stinky. I'd be like, I kind of want them to smell kind of nice. I kind of want them to think that I smell
If
good.
I was going to do it, I would do it from like a business perspective and I would buy bulk knickers.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Let's squirt a perfume and off they
No,
go.
because they know, they want the smell.
Oh.
They want the smell, and that's the point. Like, I would never want it. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'd never
I
want.
get that.
I wouldn't want them to smell it, and
I
then
don't
be
even
like,
want the postman to
like
go
musty.
through that.
Like, I want them
Yeah.
to smell it, and then I want them to be like, oh, Joe Malone, but they're obviously not after that. That's not what they're paying you for. So like, I've just never been that girl. But like, trust me, you're watching this, and you want to buy some fresh knickers that I put perfume on. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I've just touched them with my fingers, but I'm not wearing them and sending them to you because I'm too insecure.
But if you are them girls that do it, keep going, you know. I'm jealous.
Anyway, I've got another one. So, this is from one of the SOS girlies. So I've reached out to my community on Sexy on Sundays to ask them, like, what's basically the maddest thing that you've done for money since you've been in Australia? So she put, at one point, I was so sick of working in a hospital, I went on seeking arrangements and started going on dates for money. Have you heard of that?
No, what is it, an app?
I've heard of it. So it's like imagine Hinge or like Bumble, but it's
Right.
for men that are basically looking for,
Link ups.
well, it's like,
Boom, boom, pow.
no, it's like sugar daddies. So it's like sugardaddy.com kind of thing.
Right, okay.
Sugardaddy.com,
Yeah.
but like, it's literally sugardaddy.com,
Right,
seeking
okay.
arrangements.
Okay.
So at one point I was so, have you never heard of seeking arrangements before?
No, but maybe I should.
I mean,
Too
late
late
for that, isn't it?
Too late.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You'd have been good at that as
Joel,
well.
sugar daddy.
Do you think he'd bite? Do you think he'd let you?
No way. We can't even kiss.
We can't kiss anymore. Me and Lauren love kissing. Now she's got a fucking boyfriend. We're not allowed to snog anymore. I got to a point, we won't go into this too much, this is very off tangent, but I went through a point in my life.
You didn't think you were good snogger, did
where
you?
I didn't think
Be
I was a
honest,
good kisser.
you
Because
didn't.
every Australian man that I kissed was a shit kisser. And I thought, tongue, top lip. And I thought, what's going on here? Is it me? Is it them? So Lauren was like, kiss me. And I was like, all right then.
And if you're gonna go in, you need to go hard or go home. I've told you this before.
She went so hard.
I went
It was
so
too much,
hard.
Lauren.
We got on record. I'll share it. I don't know.
You kissed me. And it was too much.
Why?
No, Lauren, you were like, I was like a bit shy.
Don't be shy, girl. Then.
No, but I was a bit shy. You fucking stuck your tongue down my throat, and I was literally like,
I'm gonna go in.
no, I was like, oh my God, and I had a seizure. It was too much.
Didn't.
And I was like, Lauren, I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I feel really insecure. And I was like, so I just couldn't. We didn't kiss. Anyway, I'm a good kisser.
And anyways, my boyfriend said recently in the moment that we just can't anymore.
That we can't kiss each other
It would
anymore.
be cheating.
That apparently it's cheating. Loser. Anyway,
right.
so at one point, I was so sick of working in a hospital, I went on seeking arrangements and started going on dates for money. Have you read this?
No, I'm reading it now.
I met a man in a park who told me his name was Hawk.
Hawk. Right. Capital letters, Hawk.
He brought a Rottweiler with him, and all he talked about was how much he loves Trump and thinks that people my age are snowflakes. He snogged me in broad daylight and I never saw him again. Got $200 for a snog though. Not bad, girls. Please keep me anon.
You can't do it. There was a Rottweiler there. Keep you safe.
I think if he's bringing a dog on the date, good for him because that's making it quite easy.
Easy on who?
There's something to talk about.
Oh, but they're not talking.
Like
They're
woof
snogging.
woof. No, but like, so they're basically just walking. He's talking about Trump and they snog in broad daylight.
Yeah, but she should feel somewhat safe.
Do you know what? But I wouldn't say no to that.
You love a snog.
I love a snog for one. Snogging's
do.
my favourite thing. The snogging was actually my favourite thing in the whole wide world until I moved to Australia and everyone was shit at snogging. But like when I was so desperate for jobs and money and I was just every single penny that went into my bank account, I just spent.
And if you're going to get £200 for a 10-minute walk, yeah.
10-minute walk with Hawk, snogalicious, stroke the Rottweiler.
And you'll snog more people
I'd
that
kiss the
rot 'em when you're
Rottweiler.
drunk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
What did you
snog
say?
some-
I talked over you.
You snog more rotten people when you're drunk anyways.
Sometimes I wake up next to a man and I think, you got that for free, you lucky bastard. How the fuck did you end up here next to me?
I agree, because some photos that you showed me, I thought, holy hell, they got lucky.
I'm like, you should have absolutely paid me to hold my hand.
I agree.
You
Worse at the ground that you
ugly
walked
bastard.
on. I know.
Oh,
We're learning, you know. I'm
we
teaching
are
you.
learning and I think we're in a good place now because you know what? I'm working full time. I live in Melbourne. I've got a great job. We've got our own businesses going.
Yeah.
We're in a good place, kind of. Things are still a bit stressful.
But we're getting there. We're moving.
But we don't need to do crazy things for money, so there's no seeking arrangements for us. For now.
I wish.
For now. Unless
I'll let you know.
Unless somehow my employer just starts being horrible to me and then fires me on the spot and then I'll just have to do anything for money again. And I'll be fucking scrubbing tables to save my life, working for, oh God. Anyway, so to round things off, moving to Australia, getting a job, what do we think are like the top tips? Like if you would like to say to yourself, what job would you go for in your first year? What tips would you give to someone depending on what they want? Like what would your tips be?
I think it's harder than what you expect. Be prepared for the worst and take what you can, especially to begin with until you can find something better.
Yeah, I agree. I think like hospitality, just get your TF. If you're in a rush like me and you've got no money.
And you can get it. Can you get it beforehand?
I don't know. This is the confusing thing. Like, I don't know whether you can get a TFM before you've got. Fuck knows, it's all a bit confusing. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Again, just figure it out for yourselves. We're not much help here, are we? But I just think hospitality, obviously, get an RSA. And if I'm going to give any advice, it's do it in person because doing it online, doing the acting thing in a hostel with 8 other people in your dorm,
Not fun
freaking
for
out.
anyone.
It's not.
I agree.
I'm a confident girl. I struggled with that.
Yeah,
that was
100%.
horrid.
I
That was
know.
honestly awful. And then I just ended up doing it in real life anyway. And I would also say, like, first year, try your best to get like a mining job or FIFO. Just have fun.
That would be so amazing.
'Cause,
But it's all about connections, LinkedIn. I feel like you just need to reach out as much.
Do
as
what you
possibly
can, like 6 months before moving. And like also, like I just think your first year, you just want to do FIFO. Like, just have fun because you don't have to worry about getting sponsorship until your second year. Then that's when you've got
second
to
year,
sort of think,
you need to sort your life out a bit.
then you've
That's
got to
where
think,
I'm at.
where can I work for longer than 6 months? And like, where can
Yeah.
I get a sponsorship? Where could I like do something that means that I can actually stay here for longer if that's your goal? If not, do whatever the fuck you want and just move and do anything
Do
for
what you
6
can.
months.
Agreed.
Do FIFO, do anything, and then just do farm work. 'Cause I've heard that farm work's actually really fun.
I have as well, you know.
You make
I
loads
can
of
imagine it sounds a ball,
friends.
but when you're doing it, I can imagine it's quite fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite fun. So like, if you aren't planning on staying there forever or for like a long period of time, just do farm work. Do whatever you can.
Agreed.
Even if you're English, just do it because English people, they don't have to do farm work now, which is awesome. Sick. And then the other thing I would say is best paying jobs, I would say would be,
Oh.
I'd say like mining would definitely be it.
Anything to do with fly in, fly out.
Flying
Fly
out, like
for.
mining, even if like as a woman doing mining, apparently, this is allegedly, all you do is hand them tools. You don't do fuck all.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard that too.
you just hand them tools, you don't do anything. So like,
Yeah,
you just literally
fair.
hand people shit, that's it, boom, bitch. Or like you could
Boom.
even like work in a bar like on a mining site, like, but you get paid really, really well. And they like, you live there, they feed you.
Feed you.
Just do that. Like grafting hell.
3
but
weeks out, 1 week off, go to Bali.
yeah, bing bang boom bitch.
Mm.
That's, if you move to Australia, I'd say do that. And then I think just like corporate jobs, if you've got like a degree, whatever you were doing back home, it is actually kind of true. You do get paid a lot more.
You do get paid a lot more, but I would honestly say just utilise what's on your CV. So like, really
and you can
just boost it
lie.
up.
You can
Just
definitely lie.
lie to the cows come home.
Say you worked for Alan Sugar, say you're fucking Molly May's personal, like,
Gay
like,
girl.
you've literally done everything under
They're
the sun.
not going to ring for a reference. Time difference is too much.
If it's +44, they ain't fucking ringing no references. I'll just back
No
again.
way. And if you got an email, give your dad.
Give your dad's email.
Give your dad's email.
Say you worked for like the highest fucking company in England. They ain't going to ask anyone.
Agreed.
They just assume. Just make sure you got the confidence when you get there.
100%.
Boom,
Top
bitch.
talk.
But like, I got literally a 20k pay rise when I moved from one job to another in
That's what
Melbourne.
I mean. 100%.
And like, in comparison to my job in England, I get paid double.
Yeah, food.
But I think any other closing tips for like money in Australia, getting a job, I feel like we've covered.
I think that's pretty good.
I think we've covered most of it.
Yeah, me too.
Is there anything else?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
I think just as long as if you prepare, get a mining job. If you're not prepared, just fucking go for it.
Wing it. Just do what Rebecca did.
Work in a
do
strip club.
hospitality or recruitment. Recruitment's so easy. Get a job.
Or
Wing
OnlyFans.
it. Or F.
I would
If
do
you
that.
have to.
Well.
Seeking. What model?
Anyway, talking of foot models. Boom, bitch. Anyway, that's Sexy on Sundays podcast, episode 3. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
we hope you
you.
liked it. We hope you're subscribing and doing whatever the fuck you do to get involved.
To do it. Just
But
do what you're going to do.
Do what you gotta freaking do.
Do it.
I've been Rebecca, she's been fucking Lauren. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it and we'll see you in the next episode.